Hey everybody, it's Squeakerwood ACG coming to you on Wednesday night. It's almost 10:30. I've done this vlog like 5 times and something always happened. My phone has rang a couple of times. The puppy children are barking, so if they start barking again, I'm just going to keep going because one of them was 7 minutes, one of them was 5 minutes, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I wanted to share with you what I watched on Rachel Ray. Maybe some of you have looked it up, and the twins from England. It's called Fat versus Sugar. The guy that did the low carb, high fat was never hungry, and he lost 8 pounds in a month. The high carb guy lost 2 pounds, and he starved the whole time. So it was very interesting. The high fat was borderline diabetic. The high carb guy was not. So what they found during this time is that the guy that ate the high fat, low carb, his body had to get carbs from somewhere. So your body begins to rob the muscles of the nutrients, of the carb. I didn't know you had carbs in your muscles, but it robbed his lean mass. So when you saw a picture of him, he was flabby. The other twin, the other twin was starving all the time. He was not borderline diabetic. His blood sugar was normal, and he ate the high carbs, but he never ate fats. So whenever he only lost 2 pounds, but they said because he preserved his lean mass and he burnt fat. I've done so much study on low carb, high fat. I've read and looked and thought it was the most awesome things because, Marie Emmerich, and there's so many people, so much information on low carb, high fat, but I just wonder, for all of us, what exactly that we need to do, because my weight, I felt like I was stable, and I didn't weigh, and I feel like I've done really well because I never cheat. But my weight has gradually crept up about 15 pounds, and so, we debate. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because I feel like that, especially if we don't want to live on HCG, then what are we going to do to maintain for life? And every time I think about that, I think about Miss Donna giving it my all, and several people, because, you have to find that balance. And I think that because I ate no fruit, I ate no pastas, I ate nothing like that, I feel like that, I'm going to have to find the balance in life. So I debated on doing, I was going to start around, and I was going to do this and that, and I may still, but because I wanted to wait a year. It's been 5 months since I've been on P4, and I've done, I didn't even really care about the calories or anything like that. So I've cut down on my calories. I am not having high fat. What I am doing is I'm doing more like not low fat things, but I've cut out my coffee because the dairy, I drink a lot of heavy cream. So I thought, well, for now I'm going to cut that out. And I thought I was going to die for about a week, honestly, because I have not had any caffeine. I've just been drinking carbonated water with fresh lime in it and stevia. So I drink that all the time. And I've done, some protein shakes whenever I get hungry. And I am trying so hard just to eat to hunger. Wait until I'm hungry before I eat. And so my calories, I have not counted anything. Eating to hunger, no counting of calories, no counting of anything, and not weighing. But I did notice that my pants were getting tighter, and my tops, were tighter. But so, how do we do this? Where do we find the key of maintenance? Giving it my all, I think, I think following her and HCG Chica doing her CrossFit, different things, they found their niche. And that's what I want to do so badly, because I don't want to live on this, I'm not going to say roller coaster, because I feel like that I've done really well in 5 months. But how do you continue doing well all the time? So that's where I am, and I'm doing really well. I still have a couple more pounds to go to get where I was. I watched the other day Rhonda Greger, and she was talking about weighing each day. And, I debate that so much, because I agree with Katie Lee. I agree with Deborah Lou. I agree with Sandy. I agree with so many people on, Robin, eating to hunger, not worrying about the measurements. And that's so hard, because, we worked so hard to get to a place where it's not necessarily the number, but, you get comfortable, you get clothes that you like, you feel good in your skin. And whenever the scale or the number or your pants or however you're measuring begin to get a little tighter and a little tighter, you think, I've got to do something. Is it necessarily the number that I'm talking about? No. But I was thinking about, I thought a long, long time ago, I will never not weigh, because, it doesn't really matter what the number is. But I think I agree somewhat, with Rhonda about, I've got to know where it is and what I'm gonna do today. And so I know that, for all of us doing the low carb, high fat, and doing the eating to hunger, or just eating to hunger with balance, that's kind of against what I wanted to do. But I've got to figure out how to keep myself in check. I don't cheat. I don't eat bad things. I eat organic. I eat grass fed. I do all of that. But I was just doing local, the high fat. So anyway, I've rambled. Before I go, I wanted to be sure and ask all of you that pray to be praying for my ex-husband, my kid's dad, and his wife. She's been battling cancer for 3 years. All of her bones, her hips, her ribs, her spine, everything's fractured. Her bones have deteriorated. She's got huge tumors. She's got one in her head. Right now she is in the hospital, and she is fighting for breath. And so I'm just praying for comfort for all of them, especially for her, and to be able to, I don't know how you believe, but I believe that when she lets go, she falls into the arms of the Lord. So I pray for that, because she hasn't been responsive for several days. I won't go into a lot of detail, but I'm going to ask that you guys pray for Sugarbug. Her and her husband are having a lot of problems, and she's no longer living in the house. So I ask that you pray for them, please, and for guidance, especially, and for God's will in their life. So anyway, that's about it for right now. I love, love, love you girls. I'm sorry for rambling for so long. And Joanne from Texas, I love your house. That's awesome. And anyway, I've just been watching some vlogs and I have enjoyed it. So anyway, I'm going to go. Love, love, love you girls.